Hello and welcome to this adventure in describing functions. When we describe functions, we're going to look at what happens through the graph and use what happens, the steepness or lack of steepness, to describe what may have been happening here. So this graph represents the distance covered on an extended car ride. So this time could be several hours, it might be days. And as we go up, we look at distance. When we talk about slope, this one has a positive slope. It goes up and to the right. We're talking about things increasing. Positive slope means that it's increasing. So distance increases as time increases. And because it's linear, we know that it's a steady increase. So we have a steady increase in distance. So we're probably traveling at a steady speed for several hours. Then we have this section here, the slope has changed. This is a horizontal line, so distance is not increasing anymore. Our distance is 0, but our time is still increasing. It still goes to the right, it is still positive. So what we can say here, if distance does not increase, but time does, we could say we're stopped. We are stopped right here. Then it increases again. Notice this line is steeper than the first one. That means that our distance is increasing more quickly as time goes by. Since distance over time is speed, we can say here we may have been going a steady speed, and here we're going another steady speed, but this is a faster steady speed. Once again, we reach a horizontal line. This is once again a stopped position. Our horizontal lines, when we talk about distance over time, means we are stopped. So we stop again. Maybe this time we stopped for dinner. And then we continued on again at this same initial speed. From there, once you understand what each section of the graph represents, you could write a story. We took off from home at a steady speed, then stopped for breakfast. Since we were behind, we went ahead and traveled at a faster speed, and we went that faster speed for about the same amount of time. Then we stopped for lunch. After lunch, we continued on our journey at a steady speed. As a quick exploration of the difference between speed over time versus distance over time, I've redrawn the graph. It's exactly the same graph, but now it's speed instead of distance. So this doesn't mean that I'm going a steady speed anymore and I'm stopping. This time speed increases as time goes on. So this increase here is a steady acceleration. Acceleration means to go faster. It's what happens when you put your foot on the gas pedal or you're going down a hill on your bicycle. It's a steady acceleration. And here, now that I'm flat, my speed remains unchanged. My change in speed is 0, but time goes on. That does not mean I'm stopped. If this is speed, it means I'm going a steady speed. Then I very quickly accelerate even more. I go a steady speed again, and then I accelerate some more. So speed versus distance, these are going to be different descriptions. If it's a distance problem, like we had back here, a steady line, a horizontal line, means I'm stopped. In a speed problem, a horizontal line means I have a steady speed. So pay attention to the labels on the graphs. All right, this next example is the graph of a price of stock over time. So we've heard a lot about the stock market in the news lately. So this is an example of what happens all the time. So on the y-axis, we have our price, and on the x-axis, we have the time. The price of the stock, or how much you would have to pay for it, depends on what time it is, when it's been on the market and what's happening. So we can say, well, we started at a certain price. It didn't start at 0. It had an initial cost. And that price steadily increased. We know that it's steadily increasing because it's a line. So as time went on, the value of the stock went up steadily. Something happened and the value of the stock went down fairly steadily. Something else happened and it went up steadily again. Now, this didn't go up as quickly as it did the first time. Maybe the first time it was a new invention and people were very excited about it. And then something happened and some people weren't as excited about it anymore, so the value went down. But they realized they needed it, so the price steadily increased, and then the price decreased again steadily over time. So notice this does not go backwards in time. Time continues to move forward. It's the price that goes up and down.